Hey guys, are you ready for a spooky one? Today we're diving into the top 10 most disturbing, most haunted places in North America. We're talking about places where people have seen, heard, and felt things they can't explain. Places with serious bad vibes. But don't worry, I'm not just going to tell you about them. I'm going to show you. We'll look at pictures, watch videos, and get the full creepy experience. So grab your holy water, turn off the lights, and maybe put on a diaper because things are about to get real spooky. First up, we're headed to New Orleans, home of jazz, beignets, and the famous St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. This place is old, established way back in 1789. It's packed with above-ground tombs, like stepping into another world, a world of the past. But it's not just the age or the tombs that make it creepy. It's the atmosphere, the stories, and the legends that surround it. This cemetery is crawling with stories about the Voodoo Queen herself, Marie Laveau, a figure shrouded in mystery and magic. People say they've seen her ghost, dressed in all white, wandering through the crypts as if still practicing her ancient rituals. Some even say she'll grant you wishes if you leave her the right offerings, like coins, beads, or candles. And it's not just Marie. The entire cemetery seems to be alive with supernatural energy. People have reported weird noises, cold spots, and the feeling of being touched by unseen hands as if the spirits are reaching out. One tourist swore they saw a shadowy figure standing on top of a tomb, a dark silhouette against the night sky. They even got a picture, but when they looked back, the figure was gone, just vanished into thin air. Honestly, this place is like a magnet for paranormal activity. It's a hot spot for ghost hunters and thrill seekers alike, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the otherworldly. Next up, we're heading to the infamous Alcatraz Island. This place is a concrete and steel nightmare, surrounded by freezing cold water. Even if you could escape the prison, where would you go? Swim to shore? I don't think so. The real horror of Alcatraz is the stuff that happened within those walls. Years of violence, isolation, and despair. Guards and visitors have reported hearing whispers, screams, and even the sounds of cell doors slamming shut on their own. Alcatraz is basically a giant haunted house, only this one is real, and the ghosts might be too. Now we're heading to a ghost town, Body, California. This place was once a booming gold mining town, full of life. During the gold rush, it was filled with miners, shops, and saloons bustling with activity. But then, the gold ran out, and everyone left. The once thriving town quickly turned into a ghost town. They just packed up and left the town as it was. Personal belongings, furniture, and even food were left behind, frozen in time. But here's the thing about Bodhi. People say it's cursed. The eerie atmosphere adds to the chilling tales. The story goes that if you take anything from Bodhi, you're gonna have some serious bad luck. It's not just a myth, it's a well-known legend. People have experienced freak accidents, sudden illnesses, even family curses because they pocketed a rusty nail or a piece of broken glass. The stories are numerous and quite convincing. Some even mail the items back to Bodhi, hoping to break the curse. They believe returning the items will lift the bad luck that has plagued them. So, yeah, Bodhi is definitely a place where you want to respect the rules, or else. It's better to leave with just memories and photos rather than risking the curse. Next up, we're heading to the Riddle House in West Palm Beach, Florida. This place used to be a funeral home, which is already creepy enough, but the Riddle House takes it to a whole other level. It's haunted by the ghost of Joseph, who hung himself in the attic. Visitors have reported being scratched, pushed, and even having objects thrown at them by unseen forces. There's a story about paranormal investigators who used a Ouija board and got a message warning them to get out. One investigator ended up getting pushed down the stairs. The Riddle House is not a place you want to mess with. This is one ghost you definitely don't want to cross. Next, the Villisca Axe Murder House in Iowa. In 1912, 8 people, 6 of them children, were brutally murdered in this house. The killer was never caught. The house still stands today, and people say the victims' spirits are still trapped inside. Visitors have reported hearing children's laughter, footsteps, and seeing shadowy figures. The energy inside the house is so heavy, it can make you feel physically sick. The Villisca Axe Murder House is a chilling reminder of a horrific crime. We're leaving North America for a bit to visit Aokigahara, the suicide forest in Japan. This forest sits at the base of Mount Fuji and is beautiful in a haunting way. The trees are so dense they block out the sunlight, creating an eerie atmosphere. For years, people have come to this forest to end their lives. Visitors have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair. Some have even said they felt like they were being watched or followed. There are stories of people finding personal belongings scattered throughout the forest. Aokigahara is a place of immense beauty and immense sorrow. It's a reminder that even in the most peaceful-looking places, darkness can lurk. Next, the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. This sprawling mansion is one of the most mysterious and eerie places in the United States. This place is like a real-life game of Clue, only with more ghosts and way more staircases to nowhere. Imagine wandering through endless corridors that seem to lead you in circles. The house was built by Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune. She inherited a vast sum of money and used it to create this architectural enigma. After her husband and daughter died, Sarah became convinced she was cursed by the spirits of everyone killed by Winchester rifles. So, she started building. She believed that continuous construction would appease these restless spirits. For 38 years straight, construction never stopped on the Winchester Mystery House. Carpenters worked around the clock, adding rooms, hallways, and staircases in a seemingly random fashion. The house is a maze of dead-end hallways, doors that open to walls, and staircases that lead straight up to the ceiling. It's designed to confuse and trap the spirits that haunted Sarah. People say the Winchester Mystery House is crawling with ghosts. The eerie atmosphere and strange architecture only add to the feeling that you're never truly alone here. Visitors and staff have reported seeing apparitions, hearing footsteps, and feeling cold spots. These experiences have been documented over the years, adding to the house's haunted reputation. Some say they've even encountered Sarah Winchester's ghost herself. She is often seen wandering the halls, still overseeing the construction of her labyrinthine home. The Winchester Mystery House is a testament to one woman's grief, paranoia, and unlimited budget. It's a physical manifestation of her attempt to escape the guilt and sorrow that plagued her. It's a fascinating, bizarre, and undeniably creepy place. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the Winchester Mystery House is a unique piece of American history that continues to captivate and mystify visitors from around the world. Next, Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. This place used to be a tuberculosis hospital, and back then, tuberculosis was a death sentence. Thousands of people died within the walls of Waverly Hills, and their spirits are said to still linger there. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and feeling cold spots. But the most terrifying part of Waverly Hills is the Body Chute. It was a tunnel used to discreetly transport the bodies of the deceased. People say the Body Chute is one of the most haunted areas of the sanatorium. Visitors have reported seeing apparitions and hearing cries for help. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a chilling reminder of the devastating effects of tuberculosis. Next, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This place was once one of the most notorious prisons in America, known for its harsh conditions and use of solitary confinement. Prisoners spent 23 hours a day alone in their cells, with no human contact. The only time they left their cells was for an hour of exercise, and even then, they were hooded. Eastern State Penitentiary is considered one of the most haunted prisons in the world. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices and footsteps, and seeing shadowy figures. Some have even felt a physical presence brush past them. Eastern State Penitentiary is a chilling reminder of the dark side of the American penal system. Finally, the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. This hotel inspired Stephen King's iconic horror novel, The Shining. The Stanley Hotel is beautiful, grand, and totally creepy. People say the hotel is haunted by all sorts of spirits, from former guests to mischievous children. The most famous ghost is probably Mrs. Wilson, the former housekeeper who supposedly haunts room 217. Guests who have stayed in room 217 have reported weird experiences, from their luggage being unpacked to waking up to find Mrs. Wilson standing at the foot of their bed. The Stanley Hotel is a must-see for any horror fan, but be warned, you might not want to stay the night, especially not in room 217. So, there you have it, guys, the top 10 most disturbing, most haunted places in North America. I'm ready for a nap, and maybe a nightlight. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more creepy content, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below which of these places freaked you out the most. Until next time, stay spooky.